All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to yoga. We'll get started by getting centered. So please sit comfortably in a way that suits you, where you can sit up tall. So I'm sitting cross-legged with a couple of blankets underneath me. You could sit on a yoga block if you want to. You could have your legs extended forward if you'd like to. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you really, really wanted to, you could also lay down on your back. So do what feels good, all right? So sitting comfortably, sitting tall, allow your eyes to close and just relax your shoulders down your back. Just taking a few deep breaths in and out here, feeling the sensation of your breath inside of your body, feeling the body expanding on inhale, contracting on exhale. Noticing where and how the body moves with your breath. So some of us might feel the breath down in the belly. Some of us might feel it up in the chest, maybe both. That might be a big movement. It might be a small movement. And one thing that this awareness of the breath in the body does is it pulls your mind out of your mind. If that makes sense. So we're not spinning and ruminating and thinking and doing and intellectualizing. We're present with the body. We're feeling it. We're sensing. And we're helping to put a stop in some of the mental cycles that you might be caught up in, especially this time of the week. In other words, this movement of the body and being aware of it helps the mind to become present. Aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale, not worried about the past or future, but right here, right now, this breath, this expansion, and this contraction. And just let yourself be with that movement for just a few more rounds of breath, really helping us to tune in to this experience that we will have here today. Good. All right. When you're ready, take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together and lower the chin and just honor yourself as you are in this moment, this body that you've shown up in, this breath, this energetic level, this mind. May this practice help us with whatever is needed in this system. So go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat. And take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing gently over the top of the head, down the neck, and bringing yourself back to the room. Welcome back. So if you're sitting on any props, go ahead and just move them off to the sides. And we're going to come onto hands and knees to start. Table pose. So go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees are beneath the hips, or even just a little bit further back. With your inhale, look forward with your chest. Feel the tailbone lift behind you. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin and tail under. Then inhale, drop the chest, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. And exhale, round the back again. And just continue that movement. Inhale, looking forward, tailbone lifts. And exhale, rounding the back. Just starting to warm up the spine here. And shoulders, a little bit of the hips. And there's still that awareness of your breath in your body. Noticing how it moves the body. And even with this movement that we're doing, how the breath is supporting that. It's almost like a balloon inflating as we inhale, and a balloon deflating as we exhale, helping to emphasize this flexion of the spine. We're going to make that flexion of the spine a little bit more pronounced here, more dynamic. And so with your next exhale, go ahead and go all the way back to child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead at the floor. Then inhale, float back up to hands and knees. And do that again. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale back up to hands and knees and continue. Inhale, rising up, and exhale, releasing back, moving with your breath, which might be quicker or slower than I'm moving. The inhale brings you up, the exhale sets you back. Warming up this body. One more time, inhale. And exhale back. Go ahead and stay in child's pose for a moment. And feel the hips grounding toward the heels. And with your arms extending forward to start, I'd like you to walk your hands off of the left side of your yoga mat. Good. Now, as you're arcing the body to the left, think about grounding your right hip bone down toward your right heel. You'll feel a bit more length on the right side of the body here. Take deep breaths into that. Good. Then carefully walk your hands back to center. And when you're ready, we'll go the other way. Walk your hands off of the right side of your mat. Think about grounding your left hip bone toward the left heel. Feeling that bigger length on the left side here. Deep breaths. Good. All right. Go ahead and walk the hands back to center. Inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Go ahead and lift the hips into the air, coming into downward facing dog. Now it's the first down dog of the evening, so go ahead and walk it out a bit. Press a heel to the floor as you bend the opposite knee, feeling length in the legs, all the while keeping the hips reaching toward the ceiling behind you. In other words, the back is as flat as you can manage it, even if you have to bend the knees more to achieve that. Walking it out, feeling length in the legs. Maybe it's been a long day and your legs are tight. Just bring some love to them, bring some length to them, and most importantly, bring some breath to them. Meaning just take deep breaths here. Good. All right. With your next inhale, float down onto hands and knees, and then release the feet. Let's come into child's pose once again. And this time, take your arms down by your sides, palms face up. Staying here for just a moment. And from this folding child here, we'll come into what's called a hero's pose. We'll move in and out dynamically. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, then lift up onto the knees. Reach the arms overhead and look up. With your exhale, reverse that. Go ahead and slowly lower back down into folding child, arms by your sides. Do that again. Inhale, come back up. Arms out to the side, reach up. And then exhale, slowly lower back down, using the muscles of the back and the core to make that transition smooth. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, release down. Inhale, come up. And exhale down. Let's do a few more times, all right? Warming up the back here, strengthening the core. Good, last one. So as you come up this time, go ahead and stay up. Reach the arms up, and then just release the arms down. Stay on the knees if you can. Good, great job. So from here, I'm gonna ask you to step your right foot forward into a lunge, okay? Now, if this back knee needs some love, you can just double your mat back up like this to bring that support there, okay? Because I know sometimes those knees can get sensitive. If you have a blanket nearby, you could use that as well. We're gonna interlace the fingers and just bring them on top of the front thigh and roll the shoulders down the back so the heart is looking forward. Good. And we're just going to do a little bit of micro work here in the hips. And so what I mean by that is to sink down a bit further and then to pull back from the lunge a little bit. And then sink down and pull back. Breathing here. Sink and pull back. Sinking down and pulling back. Let's do a few more times. Just feeling this gentle pull or stretch in the hip joints. Good. And then sink as far forward as you can. Bring the hands down to the floor. And then sweep the right leg back, coming into downward facing dog, lifting the hips back up into the air. Beautiful. All right, with your next inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, child's pose once again. Bring your arms down by your sides. With the next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come up for hero's pose, reaching. Stay on the knees as you release the arms down. And this time we'll step the left foot forward, coming into your lunge. Again, you can bring some cushion underneath the back knee if you need to. And then we'll interlace the fingers on top of the front thigh, shoulders down the back, the heart is looking forward, and we'll make those little micro pulses or movements in the hip. So sink down a bit further, and then pull back. And then sink, and pull back, and just continue this movement, breathing deeply. Sinking down, pulling back. And as we do the second side, you might notice a difference in sensation. Maybe the side is tighter. Maybe the side is more open. Maybe you're not sure, just all feels tight. That's okay too. Good, a couple more times. And then sink down, bring the hands to the floor, sweep the left leg back, curl the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog once again. Stay for a breath. Good, and then with your next inhale, float down. Release the feet, child's pose once again, bring your arms down by your sides. Yep, we're doing this again. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come up onto the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down, stay on the knees, and step the right foot forward once again for your lunge. Okay, we're gonna do something else here this time, I promise. So your right leg is forward. Your right hand is gonna come to the floor on the inside of the right foot. Your left hand can be on your left hip bone, okay? Now, if the floor is feeling far away and you have a yoga block handy, you could bring a yoga block underneath your hand. If not, just do your best, okay? So with a hand on the floor there, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, roll the left shoulder back. coming into an open twist. The pelvis is opening up here. Good. Let's breathe here for a few rounds, continuing to work that left shoulder back a bit more. And if it's okay on your neck, you can look up. If that feels straining at all, it's okay just to look forward. You could also look down a bit, but roll that left shoulder back. Keep the front knee bending. There's a lot to think about here. Good. All right. Inhale, unwind. Bring the hands to the floor and sweep the right leg back. Again, downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. All right. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. You guessed it, child's pose, arms by your sides. Sweep the arms out to the side, lift up into hero's pose, reach up. Bring the arms down, stay on the knees, and step the left foot forward. Good. Sink that hip down and then bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Right hand on the right hip. Take a deep breath in, feel some length in your spine. And with the exhale, roll the right shoulder back, roll it back, twist, twist, twist. And if it's okay on the neck, look up. If it's not, don't. You can look straight forward or down a little bit here. And breathe. Roll that right shoulder back. One more breath. And then inhale carefully, unwind, bring the hands down, sweep the left leg back, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Good. Staying here for a couple of breaths this time. And then from downward facing dog, walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Now the knees are gently bent here, just a little bit of a give to them. And just drape the upper body down over the legs. Release the head, neck, shoulders, arms, just melting over the legs. Relax the head, chin dropping in toward your throat. And take some deep breaths. Again, the knees are slightly bent here. Do not lock the knees. Good. With your next inhale, press your palms to your shins. Bring your body, your upper body, parallel to the floor, looking down at the ground. And then exhale, fold back down again. And then do that again, palms to shins, halfway up. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Last time, palms to shins, halfway up. And stay this time. We're going to do some little adjustments here to make sure we're in the pose correctly. And so again, the upper body is parallel to the floor. You're going to bend the knees just a little bit, take the shoulders down the back flattens out. So if you're noticing any curvature, pull the shoulders back. Good. Now, something that happens in this pose a lot for folks is we start to look forward, we just jut the chin forward. That doesn't do anything for you. Instead, tuck the chin down a little bit, still looking at the floor, and flatten out the back of your neck. This emphasizes the extension of the spine, which is the point of this posture. And then as you're here, you get to know that this is actually quite engaging. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold back down over the legs. Good job. Just take a snapshot in your mind of what that pose felt like once we did all the nuanced adjusting there. Because when we do that pose throughout our practice, that's what you want to feel each time. Okay? So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing. And then bring the palms to the heart. Good. Good morning. Welcome. So we're going to do some arm swings next to pick up our energy just a little bit here. And this is the 3-part inhale through the nose with one powerful exhale out of the mouth with the movement. And so to get set up for this, you want to have the feet about hip distance apart. Go ahead. And the movement is inhale, arms up, inhale, arms back, inhale, arms up, and then exhale, jab the elbows back. Okay. So again, it's a 3-part inhale through the nose, one powerful exhale out of the mouth. So quicker movement, it's inhale, 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 then exhale. Inhale, 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 then exhale. You can join me if you'd like to. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. The powerful exhale out of the mouth there, okay? You're clearing the respiratory system. You're clearing the lungs, clearing the throat. And you're also feeling the full rotation of the shoulder joints. Up, back, up, then jab. Up, back, up, then jab. Now, something I did not exactly mention before is we're doing this for a full 2 minutes tonight. So go at a pace that you can maintain. Save enough gas to get to the end of the line there, okay? Don't burn out quickly. So if you need to slow this down, slow this down. The breath is still the same, even if you slow the movement down. 3-part inhale through the nose, powerful exhale out of the mouth. Swing it up. There is a cleansing quality to this exercise too. Like if you do have a little bit of congestion in your chest, it might bring it up. You may start coughing a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Doing what it's supposed to do. This movement also helps to circulate lymphatic fluid throughout your body, which boosts your immune system. And it's kind of energizing. Even if you're kind of feeling fatigued while you're doing it, once we're done, you might start to feel a bit more awake. Just a little bit more energy to get you to bedtime. Or at least dinner time. About 30 more seconds. I know it's a long 2 minutes. If you ever want to slow down time, just do this. There's one thing I've learned about time and yoga is that it's relative. You can also hold a plank pose, that slows down time. We're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Whew, feel sensation as you let go of that exercise. There's tingling in the body. There's heat in the body. There's other sensations. Might feel like your chest is cleared or it is clearing. You might feel lighter. That breathing rhythm is called the breath of joy. You might feel lighter emotionally. Good. All right. So from here, go ahead and take your feet just a little bit wider apart. So just if you're standing forward on your mat, it'd be as wide apart as your yoga mat. If you're not standing forward on your mat, it'd be just a little bit wider than your shoulders. So if the hands go down, the feet are just a little bit wider apart, okay? And then lift your left arm into the air, reach up with your right hand and grab the wrist and pull that arm toward the ceiling. Reach up. Now, once you've spent just a few breaths here, you're going to go ahead and just tilt to the right. So you emphasize that length on the left side. Now, if you want to, you can stay here. If you want to, you can lift the left heel, but don't fall over. It just gives you a bit more length. Good, and if the heel is lifting, bring it down, stand back up, and carefully release the arms. Good job. So let's do that on the other side. Lift the right arm up, please. Reach up and grab the right wrist. Pull it toward the ceiling first. You want to establish that length before you do any folding, all right? Reach, reach, reach. And then from that length, you can then tilt to the left and breathe. Now you can stay here if you'd like to. If you'd like to, you can lift the right heel. If that just makes it feel like you're going to fall over, you can bring that heel back down. Good, then release the heel, stand back up, and arms slowly lower down. Good. Feeling the sensation in the body again, especially on the sides where we just stretched. Okay, so this next exercise, among other things, helps you to kind of really get out of your head. um, we'll just go with it. And I guess the caveat that I'll give it before we get into it is that your mind's going to tell you a lot of things, and I just want you to keep going. Okay, so enough suspense. Stand tall. You can bring your feet closer together. And relax your arms. Just feel them hanging heavy next to you. And just begin to shake the hands. Shake the hands. Some of you have done this before. Just breathe. And you're shaking the hands like there's something on the tip of your fingers you're trying to shake off. Okay, so there is like a kind of a vigorous flicking motion to the wrists. Now notice as you start to do that your breath catches, that you start to stop breathing a little bit. So just deepen the breath. Allow the whole arms to get involved here. Again, there's still that flicking motion in the wrists. And start to take the arms out to the sides. Flick and shake, flick and shake, flick and shake, flick and shake. Keep going. Take the arms out to the sides. Shake and flick, shake and flick. Now you're gonna notice some burning here. You're gonna notice some discomfort. Really just keep going. This is how we reset the nervous system. This is how we get you out of whatever funk you might be in. I know some of you are like, I'm not in a funk. Still keep going. Just keep going. Lift the arms up. And shake, 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 shake. And breathe and shake and shake and breathe. And I'm starting to pace around on my mat a little bit. You know why? Because it helps me keep going. So do whatever you need to do to keep going. You can walk around a bit. You can kind of shuffle from one foot to the other. You could laugh. You can cry. You can shout. You can do whatever you need to do, but keep going. Keep shaking. Keep flicking, flick, 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 flick. Shake, 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 and breathe. I know it's hard. I know there's that burning. I want you to just keep going just a little bit longer. You're almost there. 10 more seconds. You could do anything for 10 seconds, right? Just keep going. Just keep flicking, keep shaking. Go for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the arms down. Some people like to fold forward. Pay attention inward. What's going on? The tingling, the warmth, the relief. Maybe some agitation, that's okay too. All experiences are welcome here. If you are folding forward, stand up. Notice your breath rate, your heart rate. Notice the quality of your mind, the quality of your emotions. Maybe you do feel lighter. It's hard to focus on the ruminations of the mind when we're doing that exercise. It really does help to reset the nervous system, because one of the ways to reset the nervous system is to take us physically out of our normal routine. So to do things that are novel for the body. That's one of the beautiful things about a lot of the practices we do, even that arm swing we were doing earlier. It's different than things that you normally do in your day-to-day life. And so because of that, it calls your system back from wherever you might have been. Okay. So great job with that. Put it in your pocket, use it anytime you need to. All right. So we're going to move into a sun salutation next, working with these lunges that we did earlier because they're fun. And yeah, so please step to the top of your mat and please hydrate if you need to. Feet stacking underneath the hips. Bring your palms to your heart. Close the eyes for a moment. Probably still feeling that warmth and tingling in the arms, the shoulders, the chest. Maybe your heart rate is still kind of going. That's okay. But in addition to that, notice the movement of your body with your breath, that expansion and contraction. And again, when we are aware of that movement, when we are aware of the breath, we're pulling our minds literally out of our heads and into our bodies. So at any point during this practice, you find the mind going back up into the brain, just bring it back down into the physical sensations, but also the breath waxing and waning as it does. So with that little pep talk, with your next inhale, sweep your arms down, back and up. With your exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Press palms to shins, come halfway up as you know how. And then exhale, fold down, and please step your right foot way back. Take the back foot flat to the floor. Good. Now bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. And then this time, sweep your right arm forward, take it into the air, keep taking it as far back behind you as you can, and then bring it back down to the floor. Now, just to get that back into our bodies, let's do that again. Reach forward, up, back, and down. One more time because 3 is just psychologically satisfying. Forward, up, back, and down. Good. Once the hand comes back down, go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. Reach up, turn the chest toward the ceiling. Good. Stay on the knees, release the arms down, and step the right foot forward. A little different transition there than what we normally do. Bring the right hand down to the floor on the inside of the right leg. Inhale, reach the left arm forward, up, back, and down. 2 more times. Forward, up, back, and down. 3rd time's a charm. Reach, up, back, and down. Beautiful. Curl the back toes under and step forward, standing forward fold. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release down. Sweep the arms out to the sides with a strong back. Inhale, come up. And bring the palms to the heart. Good. We're going to keep going, and let's add chair pose this time because we love chair pose. With your inhale, sweep the arms up. With your exhale, bend the knees, sweep your arms back behind you, chair prep. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, lift the arms forward and up, coming into chair pose. Good. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, release. Please step your left foot back this time. Back knee to the floor, right hand to the inside of the right foot. Inhale, reach the left arm forward, up, back, and down. 2 more times. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Good. Sweep that right leg back behind you, downward facing dog. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose, arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. Hero's pose. And then sweep the arms down. Keep your body on the knees. And then go ahead and step your left foot forward this time, sinking down. Now left hand comes to the inner foot. Go ahead and inhale, reach your right arm forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down. One more time, forward, up, back, and down. Good. Curl the back toes under and step forward. Palms to shins. And exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. We're going to keep this energy moving. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Bend the knees, chair prep, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. And stay in chair pose for the exhale. Inhale, reach up. And fold forward. Palms to shins. Halfway up. Exhale, release, and step your right foot back. Knee to the ground. Left hand next to the left foot. Reach your right arm forward. Up, back, and down. 2 more times. And as you bring the hand down this time, sweep the left foot back into downward facing dog. Good. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, child's pose, arms by your sides. Hero's pose, inhale, come on up. Stay on the knees, release the arms. Step the right foot forward. Sink on in. Bring that right foot to, or right hand to the inside of the right foot. Left arm forward, up, back, and down. 2 more times. And as the hand comes down this time, curl the back toes under and step forward. From the forward fold, press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, float down. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. Again, palms to heart. Again, keeping moving, inhale, reach. Chair prep. Chair pose. Staying in chair pose for the exhale. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Palms to shins. And down. This time, step your left foot back. Back knee to the ground, right hand to the inner foot. Left arm forward, up, back, and down. 2 more times. As the left hand comes down this time, sweep the right leg back, downward dog. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, child's pose, arms by your sides. Transitioning into hero's pose, sweep the arms out to the sides. Reach up. Good, stay on the knees, bring the arms down and step the left foot forward. Good, sinking down. Left hand to the inner foot. Inhale, reach the right arm forward, up, back, and down. 2 more times. As the right hand comes down, step the right foot forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up again. Exhale, release. Arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift. And fold. Palms to shins. Exhale down, step the right foot back. Knee to the ground, left hand to the floor. Reach the right arm forward, up, back and down. 2 more times. As the right hand comes down, you come into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Child's pose once again. Arms by your sides. Hero's pose with your next inhale. Sweep the arms out to the side. Lift up. Stay on the knees. Release the arms down and bring that right foot forward. Once again, sinking in. Good. Right hand to the inner foot. Left arm forward, up, back and down. And we're gonna do it 2 more times. Reach. And as the left hand comes down, step the left foot forward, Uttanasana, which means our forward fold. It's a Sanskrit name for it. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold. Then inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lifting up. And then bring the palms to your heart. Good. Stay here and feel for a moment. Sensation in the body from that twisting that we were doing, the strengthening of the back and core with hero's pose, the back bend from chair pose. What's going on inside? Good. So allowing yourself to come on back. And we're going to do a little bit more work with chair pose. I know. So I'm going to give you some options here. Sometimes I'm strict about chair pose. Sometimes it really depends on what we're doing, but I'm going to give you an option this time. So you could have your feet apart, your feet stacking underneath your hips. And when you come into chair pose, the knees stay apart. Okay, that's one option. If you want to bring the feet and knees together, you can come into chair pose with your feet and knees together. Do not have your feet apart and knees together. That's going to just, it destabilizes everything from the hips down, okay? So if the feet are apart, the knees are apart. If the feet are together, the knees are together. And you can play around and find out which one works best for you. Just don't buckle the knees. Cool? All right. Assuming you understand. So we're going to bring the palms to the heart. Relax the shoulders down the back. And you want to try to keep this lifting of the chest here, okay? And then exhale, bend your knees. Sink the hips down. Keep the heart lifting. Keep the heart lifting. Good. Then stand back up. Exhale, sink down. Elevator goes down. Then inhale, elevator goes back up. Good. Again, smoothly coming down. Smoothly coming up. Almost done. Oh, but you know we're going to hold it, right? Go ahead and sink into the pose, going as far as you can, where you can maintain it, and stay. Now, as you stay in the pose with your inhale, reach your arms forward. Take the arms wide. Look up. With your exhale, sweep the arms forward. Bring your palms back to your heart. Let's do that again. Reach forward and wide. Inhale. Reach forward and back to the heart. Exhale. 3 more times. You can do it. You're almost there. Again, it's like 10 more seconds. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Last one, I know. And exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, feel. You can release the arms if you'd like to. Good. Feeling that sensation. So before we come down, I want to offer you a quick stretch for the quadriceps, the fronts of your thighs. And I'm not a stickler about us balancing today. So if you have a wall nearby or any piece of furniture that's about hip height, you'll be fine, okay? So you can even bring a chair to you if you'd like to. Matter of fact, I'll grab a chair real quick. I have one right here. It's a nice little folding chair I keep on hand. It's nice. I got this at IKEA years ago. So I'll show you an option with the wall if you have a wall, and I'll show you an option with the chair, okay? So essentially, you're going to be coming to, I'll use the chair for now, but if you have the wall, you'll just hold on to the wall. So I'm going to hold on to the chair with one hand, and I'm going to balance, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to balance because we're holding on. I'm going to bend the opposite leg. And then I'm reach back with the same hand, in this case, the right side, and hold below the toes or at the base of the toes. So not the toes themselves and not the ankle, the base of the toes. Now, when I hold here, the hip pulls back. There's a crease here. What I'm going to try to do is to lengthen that crease or to uncrease it. So to do that, I'm going to press the right hip here forward, draw the knee down toward the floor, and then pull the heel in toward my seat. And I feel a nice, lovely, and sometimes agitating stretch in the front of the thigh, okay? So if you haven't joined me already, go ahead and do so. If you're already doing it, just keep doing it. Again, if you're using the wall, you'll just hold onto the wall and do everything I just mentioned. So standing on the left foot, bend the right knee, reach back and grab the base of the toes, and then draw the right hip bone forward to lengthen that crease. Draw the knee down toward the floor and pull your heel in toward your seat. Now, if you're holding onto the chair and you're holding onto the wall, either one, and you want to try balancing, you can just try bringing that left hand onto your left hip. You don't have to do anything fancy with it. And if things are getting unstable, you can bring that hand right back. But our goal here is to stretch the front of the thigh, so the balance is more of a novelty. Good. Now, my joke here is don't slingshot the foot to the floor. You want to bend the hip a little bit and then bring the foot down. Then just feel the difference between both sides. You might feel some big relief on that first side, and you're like, oh, this other side's going to be tight. Which may or may not be true because we hold tension asymmetrically, as many of you know. So let's do the other side, shall we? Again, using the wall or the chair, we're going to stand on the right foot. So go ahead and bend the left knee. Reach back with the left hand, grab the base of the toes. And once you have that hold, draw the left hip forward. Draw the left knee down toward the ground. So not back behind you, but downward, straight down. And then pull the heel in toward your seat. And try to keep the heart lifting here. Standing tall. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And you might sense some of that agitation I was referring to earlier. That's okay too. I like to think about it as it's coming up to be let go of. There's a few poses in yoga that agitate me. And I find if I start to identify with the agitation and actually get really irritated, it doesn't serve anybody. So I'm aware of it. I smile at it. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. This is a tight muscle. Of course I'd be agitated. But I'm going to stretch it still. And I'm going to breathe into it and let go of that agitation. And then when you're ready, carefully bend the hip. Don't slingshot it. Release the foot to the floor and feel sensation. Maybe a bit of balance between the two sides, having stretched both of them. And then bringing your awareness on back. So that agitation I mentioned earlier really is about your relationship to discomfort, because that can be a quite uncomfortable posture for some of us who have really tight quadriceps or tops of the thighs. And so you can translate that into other regions of your life when you're uncomfortable. It's like, oh, that's just my relationship to this situation. It can be listened to, it can be great information, but you get to choose what you do with that information, if that makes sense. Okay. So with that said, we're going to come down to the floor. So you can just fold forward and step back to downward facing dog. And down dog might feel different at this point. We've done some lunges and a bunch of other stuff. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Good. And let's come into child's pose for just a moment. All right. And then go ahead and roll yourself up to a seat. You know, I like transitions. I can't just say come to the floor. I have to tell you how to get there. So go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Good. And you're going to bend your right knee. Extend the left leg forward and flex the left foot. Pull the toes toward the ceiling, okay? Both legs are activated here. And you're going to take your right hand, it's the right knee that's bent, your right hand right behind your spine. And you don't want it back here. You don't want to do a lean, because if you do that, then you're not going to keep the length in your spine. You're not actually twisting your whole spine. But when you press behind your spine right here, it actually forces you to sit up taller, which will increase the vertebral rotation. So once you have the right hand placed, lift the left arm up, feel some of that length in the spine. Deep breath in. And then exhale, go ahead and sweep the left arm down, hook the knee, twist, roll the right shoulder back, and look behind you. Now, staying in the pose, sit up a bit taller. And exhale, roll the shoulder back a bit more. Good. All right. With your next inhale, carefully unwind, extending the right leg back down to the floor. And then we'll switch sides. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Again, the left hand comes right behind the spine. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach the right arm up, feel that length, and then exhale, sweep the right arm down and around, hook the knee, twist, roll the left shoulder back, looking behind you. Now again, staying in the pose, sit up a bit taller, then exhale, roll the shoulder back a bit more. Good, all right. Inhale, carefully unwind and release. Good. So for our last posture before we come to lay down and stay down, we'll actually do that posture on our backs. So go ahead and just shift forward and lay down on your back. And you're just going to hug your knees into your chest. We like this one. holding onto the shins. Once you're there, you might want to gently rock from side to side on the spine. Let that be a gentle movement. And breathe. Now, conversely, you might feel really good just holding the knees still. Maybe you don't want to move. Maybe you're done moving. That could also work. One more breath. And if you are moving the knees around, bring them to stillness. Once you've taken a breath in stillness, go ahead and extend the legs down to the floor and have the heels about as wide apart as your yoga mat, the toes flopping out to the sides, your arms by your sides, palms face up. And just settle in. Make any other adjustments you need here to be more comfortable. Let your eyes close. Relax your jaw. Soften your belly. And just remind yourself that there is absolutely nothing that you need to do here. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to plan. Anything that needs to be attended to will be attended to, but not right now. This is your opportunity to just be. If only for these few minutes, you can just be. peace, peace. Peace. When you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And make some gentle movements, the hands and feet, the arms and legs. And then take your time, but when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your right side. And from there, go ahead and come up to a seat. And so once you've come to a seat, bring your palms to your heart and lower your chin and honor yourself for the work you've done here this evening. Feeling gratitude for all the work you did, all the effort. And may that effort and this practice, as always, continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.